Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. No, you are not having deja vu. This is a different machine from Lincoln Electric, though it looks very similar and is probably based in the same shell as the 90i FC and maybe even shares some similar components to the Century FC90. So this is the 90i MIG from Lincoln Electric. This is a MIG machine that also runs flux core, and it's just going to be like a good kind of all-around starter welder. For anybody that thinks they may want to eventually invest the money into getting shielding gas, this is kind of an expensive setup probably. These days, getting a full bottle of gas, probably about, this size, it might cost you about what the welding machine costs. Maybe not quite there, but around there. So, by the way, before we get into the review, if you find that you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, click subscribe so you can get more content like this. Also, leave a comment below letting me know what you're going to use this machine for if you do decide to pick it up, what kind of tasks you see yourself using it for. One really nice thing about this, the big advantage over the 90i FC, the flux core version, is that you can run flux core with this too, and you have the option to run MIG in the future if you want to. If you think, I'm going to try it out, maybe I want to run some MIG in the future, gives you the option. Let's talk real quick about maybe why you might want that option. MIG provides a much cleaner weld. Most of the time there's very little, if any, cleanup at all when you're done welding, where a flux core you get a lot of spatter. You have to clean all the beads off, sometimes grind them down. You just get a better profile, better bead profile, better appearance overall. So being that it is a MIG welding machine, you pretty much get everything you need to get started with GMA or gas metal arc welding. They give you a gauge, which I have here on the back side pointed away from me of the gas cylinder. They give you a hose, a MIG gun with the gas nozzle. You also get a flux core nozzle, which I believe I have over there, and a smooth groove wire feed wheel that you would put in here to run MIG, as well as the knurled wheel to run flux core. The two wire feed wheels run two different processes, so you just swap them out. Real nice and easy when you're swapping out your wire. For this video, we are going to weld together two little pieces of scrap 14 gauge material together. I tried to weld some 1/8 inch material with this, and Lincoln does not claim that you can MIG weld 1/8 inch material with this. At least I don't believe they do. On the chart here, there is no 1/8 inch MIG welding suggested settings. They have 1/8 inch settings for the flux core. They do not have it for the MIG. MIG is a colder welding process than flux core, and it did not weld well with the 1/8 inch, like I said, the 1/8 inch plate that I tried welding together. Again, that's no fault of the machine. That is just the reality of a 110 volt welder and the MIG welding process. Anyway, let's bring you guys in a little bit closer. I'll show you some of the components and the things that it comes with, and then we'll get to welding these two pieces of metal together. And then I use them on projects and things over a longer period of time, and then I do an actual review. So this is more of kind of an overview. Anyway, I'll pull you in, show you some of the components, and then we'll get welding like I said. So right here on the gas bottle, we have the gauge that they send you. The idea that I get about this machine is they wanted to make it very simple for the beginning welder to just get started. It says that there's factory settings already set on this gauge. So with this, they're just giving you one setting and trying to make it really nice and easy for you to set this thing up so you can get to welding and make pretty nice welds as a beginning welder. Then the hose, nice, maybe like PVC coating on the outside, some kind of braided rope maybe on the inside. I'm not 100% sure what the material is. So it comes with the same lead as the FC90, just a good basic MIG gun. Of course, nice little hook that you can hook it to different places, work pieces or whatever, so it's not hanging around falling on the ground. A feature that they've added to not only the 90i MIG but also the 90i FC that I failed to mention was this wire feed button here. So this is just a little switch, and it'll actually run the wire through the MIG gun for you out to your lead without having to pull the trigger on your lead and potentially wasting gas or having to go shut your gas off. It won't actuate the gas nozzle, it'll just run the wire out. Also, if I failed to mention it, we're running 30 thousandths Lincoln Electric MIG wire here. I think they call this stuff the Super Arc or something like that. Yeah, the sticker's all tore up from being put on the machine, but I think it's Super Arc. So we've got a good quality Lincoln Electric MIG wire in here. And last, as far as external accessories to the machine go, we have the ground clamp, which is a pretty decent ground clamp, same one that comes with the 90i FC version of this machine. Has the nice braided copper wire on the inside and a good sturdy clamp. So here on the front of the machine is where you're going to see your big differences, at least appearance-wise, over the 90i FC. You have DINS plugs here at the bottom, so you can change your polarity. When you're running flux core, you're going to be running DC electrode negative, so that means your MIG gun is going to be negative, and the ground clamp is going to be positive. And when you're running regular GMA or MIG, you're going to be running DC electrode positive, so your MIG gun is going to be the positive side here. So that's the purpose of those DINS plugs. If you needed to, if you were in a pinch, you could grab a different ground clamp from another machine maybe you have laying around or something. So I don't know how obvious or legible it is, but right here you have the 1/8 inch suggested settings, and they are blanked out on 75-25 shielding gas, meaning basically don't set it up because you're not going to be able to weld it. And that was my experience. So I did actually fail to mention that this actually is 75-25 shielding gas, so it's 75% argon, 25% CO2. So that is what we're going to be running here out of this gas cylinder. Alright, so once again, 75-25 shielding gas, 14 gauge, little sheet metal material that are scraps, 30 thousandths wire, set to the suggested settings on the machine, which is, I believe, a 10 for the wire feed speed and a 5.5 for the voltage. The gas shielded process, so we're going to push. Sounded like it went pretty good. Definitely a pretty nice little bead ran there. How often would you actually do a T-joint fillet weld with 14 gauge material? I don't know. This is just kind of my go-to standard for showing what a machine can do, because they're easy and fun, and I can do two sides of them, and I just kind of enjoy putting them together just purely for bead appearance, I suppose. But got another side here. Maybe I'll give it a little bit longer to cool down, and then I'll run another bead here. Maybe, hopefully do a little bit better. So this is my first weld, I believe. Definitely looks a little bit better than my second weld, actually. I think it has a really nice, smooth, consistent arc. Did a good job. It welds better than I do. Anyway, there you have it. There's a second weld. Take it for what it's worth, coming from a guy like me. These welds are definitely based on the user, not the machine, if that makes sense. So whenever I make videos on welders, a lot of people are asking, would this be good for this task? Would this be good for that task? Things like that. So I thought I'd cover that a little bit here. In my mind, kind of the best place for this machine, where it actually would make sense, possibly in a professional setting, is in like a body shop. So I can see it being a really good machine for welding exhaust and things like that. Definitely body work, because it is a 110 volt machine, so it doesn't get too hot. And with body work, you're working with thin sheet metal. You can do MIG, which is a much easier process to do with thin sheet metal. Like I said, kind of in the professional sense, for whatever it's worth coming from me. From what I know about those things, that might be where it's a good place for it. And then just as far as like the DIYer, you know, kind of homesteader type person that might be looking at this thing, to me, this is really good machine just for general fabrication. Like I said, you don't have to have the gas. You can run flux core wire. That means it is the weld is shielded from the atmosphere by flux that is inside of the wire. So it's flux core. Like I said, it runs a little bit hotter. I know for sure on the 98i FC, the flux core version of this machine, Lincoln Electric is saying that it'll do up to 3/16 of an inch. So you're definitely going to get some versatility out of this machine. Like I said, flux core, you can weld a little bit thicker material. The MIG, you can lay nicer beads, have a better finished product. A really nice offering from Lincoln Electric, competing with those less expensive kind of entry-level machines. Nice to see them put something out like this that's, of course, got the Lincoln Electric name behind it with a 1-year warranty. And that not only looks good, has a good brand on it, but also just does function pretty well. So far I think thumbs up. We'll use it quite a bit more over the next few months as I do different projects and things and see what we think. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. And if you're not a subscriber, go down and click subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video.